Hi, in this video, I will create activity form. Let's look at our project. Now, the only table left without a form is activity table, and activity table will be our main form. So most of the time, main form style is list page, but for activity table, I will not create a list page. I will create like a simple list, but there will be lots of functionalities. Let's start to create new form first. Okay. Now I will add like expense type. Let's copy from here, delete this one, and change data source property. But of course, we should add first a data source. Okay. Now I want to show you a different style here. Let's create a new group first. Group. Sorry, I created in the wrong place. Now I want to create a new top page. First, I need to create a new tab and new top page and new top page. Okay, and I want this one to this one, and okay. Now I created a group. Uh, in it, I created a form tab and two form tab page, and one has a grid. Let's put some fields to grid. Okay, is enough. Activity status, change this, durations, employee important, step and project count. Partition is not important. Work location, I think do it UID. Okay, now this is this is good. Let's give it and select title data source. Now let's add all other fields in the other tab. We need to assign a caption for this one, for example, or real, and maybe all. Okay. Now the activity form is almost ready, but I want to add a number sequence for our activity ID. Last time we added a number sequence to duty ID. Let's create a number sequence for this one too. Let's look at our solution. First, we added a new number sec module class. We need to add new field, new this uh, code block to here. Now let's I need to change this one and uh, okay. Of course, I don't need this one. Okay. After that, I need to run a job, a number sequence is not. Yes, this one. Number sec load job. Let's point this one as a startup object and start our project. Now, let's go to organization and administration and number sequence. And generate. Next. Activities. Okay, next. Okay, they will be assigned. Okay, let's finish this one. Let's filter activities. Okay. Let's change USMF. I don't want this one. Let's remove this one and remove this one. Instant. Maybe should be a little bit more. If I change this one, I need to change the largest number too. So let's save it. Now it's almost ready. Let's write a number sequence code. Last time we just add active methods and a line. Let's let me show this one to you. I add a create method here, and create method I use this number sequence. But this is not the best practice to do that. Let's use best practice for activities. First, go back. I need to add a new method. This method should be number sec form handler type. And let's delete this one. Number sec form handler. And give same name. Sorry, I should declare it first. If number singular font handler is not declared, let's code here. New form, and this asks me refreg ID and number sequence ID. So I can find from different places like parameter for tables, etc. But we didn't create a parameter table for activities, so we need to find from our class. I cleared the code because first of all we need to find activity ID reference. So let's get a sequence reference. Yes, that's called ref. And for ref, we need to find our example data type reference, find data type and scope, and we need standard data type name or type no extended extended type num extended type no. Yes, this one is that. Okay, now we have ref. Sorry. Because we don't return anything, it shows there are error, but it's not important. We will return something. So let's write if this number second font handler is not. Let's create one. For creating, we need new form, and new form needs refreg ID of number sequence. So we use this ref, and we have number sequence ID here. Okay. The second one is called from, means this form, so it means element. The third one is data source. Data source is the activity table BC, and the last one is field num. Field num. And the activity table and activity ID. Okay, now let's return. Sorry, my session ended. Return this. Okay, now it's ready. Now I need to add code standard data source method. So let's go back to our form and override some method. First is create. For create, I need to write two line of code. One before super, and form data source create pre. Okay, let's copy this one and this one. Let's delete this. Okay, now let's overwrite, for example, delete. For delete, I will also add a same code, but also I need to add a transaction block here. Let's create a transaction block. Sorry, and this one and form control delete. Okay, and yes, comment. And let's continue. So I need to overwrite write method here. Find write. Write is simple. I'll do there's this one. Form control write. Okay. Now let's overwrite link active method. Okay, link active. Also, we have method for link active too. The last one is validate write. Let's overwrite the validate write method. And for validate write, I need to write after super. And okay. Now I added these five methods. Also, I write this one, and now it's ready. Let's rebuild our project and try if this works. And let's set a startup project and start our project. Okay, activity is opened, and as you can see, our number sequence created. Let's edit and give data. We have lots of mandatory fields. Let's select all of them. Let's save. Now let's look at our other fields. Okay, we are seeing all fields from here too. This is overview. And we will add lots of functionality to this form. In this video, I created this form and add a new number sequence. But this time I add this number sequence with that best practice. For best practice, you should add a number sec form handler method. Also, you need to overwrite five data source methods and write proper code. And this is the best way to use in number sequence in form. I hope it helps, and happy doxing.